I would like to ask you for how long you have been staying in India and what's your role exactly here and what's your work profile? Do tell us more about it.
Okay, I've been in India since. I've been
What?
posted here.
Today we are going to explore one of the most interesting countries of the world and we are going to explore Djibouti. Where do you see the biggest opportunities for cooperation between the two countries, economically, strategically, or culturally?
All three. Djibouti, first of all, it's like a mosaic of people. You can find
Yemeni.
people from Ethiopia, Somalia, Yemen, even some percentage were Indian.
Really?
The thing about our food is like 100% influenced by Indian.
Really? Tell me more about it.
We have the same rice, we get the rice,
Yeah.
we have everything,
Bananas.
everything, and the only difference that less spice in our food. You guys have more spice. That's it.
Tell me about
yes,
it. No,
for some reason you have to go. I have to go. I was trying to get that information, but even my mom told me. But when she got married, the gold she had, my dad has to pay. Has to be buy by Indian merchant who live.
Really?
That in Djibouti, if you don't speak like normally all the language, you're not gonna understand this. Because we can start with French, take Somali in the middle, little bit of Afar, then finish with the Arab. So if that's how you can tell a Djiboutian. First I noticed was in India, here people always talk about English. Like I thought it was like a higher society.
Yeah, they always.
I can see the influence of English, and and people in Djibouti, you can see the French is part of our language, and we also, even though the majority speak Somalian, there is no like pure Somali. Like there is a French, there is Arabic,
It's like
it's a mosaic of language inside the language. That's how you can tell a Djiboutian. You have to be able to speak all those languages. If you only speak one of them, you'll be lost.
So welcome to the new episode of CosmopoliteSam. Today we are going to explore one of the most interesting countries of the world and we are going to explore Djibouti with Mahmoud Miguel.
Abdullahi Miguel. Don't forget the
whole three name. Mahmoud Abdullah Miguel.
Abdullahi.
Abdullahi. For me it's easier to call you Miguel.
Meaning the servant of God. Abdullahi is the servant of God.
So basically you are the servant of God. And who is the first consular at the Embassy of Djibouti. And before we start our conversation and everything, I would like to ask to all of our listeners and viewers, drop down on comments, how many of you have ever heard the name of Djibouti before this conversation that we are having right now? How many of you are going to hear the name of the Djibouti for the first time because of our conversation? I would love to know because I believe that there are not many people in India who know about Djibouti. I feel like there's still enough scope for the awareness, and it's such a beautiful country. It's in it's an East African country. We also call it in terms of the strategy, it's one of the most important East African countries, and we call it like that, the Horn of the Africa.
The Horn of Africa, northeast of Africa.
Northeast of Africa. So let's start the whole thing with Djibouti itself. A country small in size but huge in strategic, cultural, and historical importance. So I would like to ask you for how long you have been staying in India and what's your role exactly here and what's your work profile? Do tell us more about it.
Okay, I've been in India since May 2006. I've been
What?
posted here in May 2006. That means in a couple of months, I'll be here 20 years.
We have to throw a party when that happens.
Sure, exactly. So my role as a first consular, I start first as a second consular.
Okay.
We had a first consular. So the first 5 years I was the second consular. Then we had our late ambassador, Mr. Yusuf. The first consular was Mr. Aden Dilata, who is our ambassador right now in Brussels.
Okay.
So he became ambassador in 2011. First serving in Germany. Then I became the first consular in 2011. So I'm in the first consular since 2011, meaning almost 15 years. Of that 20 years, that means 5 years as a second consular.
Okay.
1 year as a chargé d'affaires between the first ambassador, the second consular, and the second ambassador. I was in charge of the embassy from October 2013 to December 2013 to October 2014. Then for the period of from 2014, let's say to 2021, I was again first consulate. We had another ambassador, and I was in charge of the embassy. Then again, from September 2024, no, sorry, 2021 to February 2022 until the new ambassador came.
So, what's the role exactly as first consul, if I may ask you about that?
It's like being the second in command. I mean, the ambassador.
What all you do? Do tell us a little bit about your work.
It's all about the work is been given away by the person who's in charge of giving the different tasks is the ambassador, who's been appointed by the president, who's the representative of the president here, like we all are, but he's the number one who here as the appointee of the ambassador or the president. Then he dispatched work, and sometimes depending of the relationship the ambassador and the first consul can have, the ambassador will give the work to the first consul who dispatched to the rest of the team.
Okay, got it.
Anyway, the first consul mean you're the number two. Every time the ambassador is there, you're in charge of the place.
So you basically
And in case, like happened in my case, when there is a vacation or post, you're automatically in charge of the mission. So that's what first consul mean. That means you're the first of the being having like simple presidential system. You have the president and the prime minister.
Yeah.
So I'm the prime minister of my embassy. That's what I am.
So that would be very interesting for all our, especially the young students and all to know about it. And also, let's talk about Djibouti's geographic position at the crossroads of Africa, the Middle East, and global maritime trade. And it's one of the most important countries in terms of this, the location-wise, in terms of the geography. So would you like to tell us a little bit more about it?
Like you, if you follow a little bit of the news, and I hope our viewer know about that. I would not only we located in the northeast of Africa, it's a very strategic place.
Even I just want to add you here that I think that's the country with maximum number of military bases from US to China.
I will get to that. First, let me tell you about the location. Our location is on the Red Sea, and one of the major route of the world. And in that area, 60% of the traffic go to our water. And if you look at the position where we are, there is Djibouti, and next is the landlocked country called Ethiopia, where all the goods come through us.
Yeah, all the import and export.
Exactly, and nearby there is a Yemen, there is Somalia, there is Eritrea, and I don't need to tell you how those countries are right now. And I hope they come out with, but they're not in a lack of better word, in a functioning state at the moment, for some reason or another. So Djibouti is only the country that the world turned to it. And as of right now, we have one of we have the only American base in Africa, in the whole Africa, the only Chinese base all over the world,
French.
the only French was always there, because we are a colony of French. French was always there, but the major one are now Chinese, American, and Japanese also. So that means since World War II, the only place the Japanese has the army in Djibouti. And the reason being that because there is a lot of piracy, since Somalia became failed state, there was a lot of piracy in that part of the world. And there is an organization that fight piracy, and they headquartered in Djibouti. And all those countries participated in it, and that's why Djibouti, and also whatever happened in the war right now in Gaza, and the war in Gaza and all the thing happened with the Houthi coming into the fray and menacing the whole area. That means we became into the spotlight again. And also not that long ago, Israel recognizing the country of Somaliland. Then we came into, because we are against that. And
you're not for that.
No, we're not for that, because in the chart of the African Union, the border have to stay in a way the way they were since the.
But Somaliland, as a nation, they kind of depend. They decided to be dependent few years ago, almost, I think 10, 20 years ago. They wanted to...
That's the subject, a little bit about my pay grade that I don't want to go into it.
Yeah.
And also it was very, that the issue is not come to the term yet. but I can only talk about in a minimum. As my country position is that we respect the whole Somalia and we recognize only one Somalia. That's what's coming out from our Minister of
So this is like,
and that's the position we are right now. If we go, there's something I'm not going to touch, not the story or something like this.
Yeah, I understand.
And like I told you, it's something that above my pay grade.
So basically, but as like someone who is representing Djibouti, basically as a representative, you are in the favor of Somalia
Yes, we
as the
recognize
nation,
Somalia as a whole, as a one
nation.
Somalia. That's our politics.
Perfect. And adding to that, I just wanted to add one more thing. It's a very interesting question. Why Djibouti is the most expensive East Africa, or maybe the most expensive African country, and one of the most expensive countries of the world?
That's a myth.
Okay.
That's a myth. Djibouti is not the reason we think Djibouti is expensive is that because our money is linked to the dollar, and was one of the when our country was being created, we could have different type of it's a small country, and as you all know, when when a new country come out, their money is linked to the gold they have or the wealth they have. And at that time, we didn't have a lot of wealth because, in every country who's been colonized, they didn't have touch with the money. Whoever colonized us. So you have to start scratch. It's like living in your parents' house in a way, and you don't have no money in your pocket. So you have to be. But somehow we had people who were working, our politician and people who were in charge of building that young nation had to link us to the dollar. So one is not linked, but being stabilized to the dollar because 1 franc is 1.77. $1.77 franc Djibouti.
Okay.
So that means he doesn't fluctuate. So that's what gave us. But there is no Djibouti not that special.
But even the hotels and all, I was watching lots of because I was doing my research. I was watching lots of YouTube documentaries and all. I think it was $200 for a night, for a small room and this
No. Depend where you look at what kind of hotel. There is any type of hotel.
So according to you, it's not that expensive.
No, it's not that expensive. I will find you wherever you want to go. You have to go to local people. It's like me trying to come to India, and I look at the Taj Palace.
Whenever any of our listeners or viewers decide to go to Djibouti, we'll definitely
exactly. You can send information to the embassy directly to me, and I will link up to you to the
reasonable places and hotels and everything.
Exactly.
Sounds great. Now let's talk about another fact. Many people see Djibouti just on the map, but don't realize how culturally rich it is. So what do you think surprises people the most when they truly discover Djibouti or when they explore Djibouti the first time?
It's like how Djibouti, first of all, it's like a mosaic of people. You can find
Yemeni.
You can find people from Ethiopia, Somalia, Yemen, even some percentage for Indian.
Really?
Okay, yes, there is some percentage of Indian.
In Djibouti?
Yes. I was telling you about my first, the consul was there was married to an Indian from Djibouti. In my proper family, I think my brother is married to a lady who's have some Indian part of it. So we do have a small percentage of Indian because historically we were linked since we are in the Indian Ocean. And it's called the Indian Ocean. So that means you come all the way to India.
Yeah, and
people from Gujarat used to come and mix, and in the forest used to come do business with people in Djibouti.
People from Gujarat were everywhere. I was shocked when I came to know that people from Gujarat was in Madagascar. They were in Madagascar too doing business, and there's a Gujarati community there as well, in Djibouti as well.
Exactly, because of the sea. So there is a merchant who used to come all the way to Djibouti. And some of them try to settle there. And you can find traces of Indian population from Djibouti all the way to Ethiopia and Somalia. So they come.
And in terms of food also, is there any Indian influence?
The thing about our food is 100% influenced by Indian.
Really? Tell me more about it.
We have the same rice. We get the rice.
Yeah.
We have everything.
Bananas,
everything. And the only difference is that less spice in our food. You guys have more spice. That's it. But we have almost I say okay, exaggerate a little bit, but 100%, but 80% we can say.
Yeah.
Whatever you find in Indian food, you can find in Djibouti.
It's just less spicy, but
less spicy and less rich. That's it.
Okay.
We have, and we have not only another. When people get married in Djibouti, the dot of the men have to pay the dot. So they have to give it as a rupee or Indian gold.
What?
Yes.
No,
Like
tell me about it.
yes,
No,
for
I
some
didn't.
reason you have to go. I have to go. I was trying to get the information, but even my mom told me. But when she got married, the gold she had, my dad has to pay.
Yeah.
Has to be buy by Indian merchant who live
Really?
in
So
that
goat.
region.
He's talking about the goat. Okay.
Yeah. No, no,
So
not gold. Gold. Gold.
gold. Okay. So the
Gold.
gold.
Yeah, the gold.
The gold needs to be bought by an Indian merchant.
It was a gold from India.
Wow.
And
It's like a traditional
and
thing.
also yeah, they give away in case the marriage doesn't work. I will pay in something amount. You have to say to that.
Yeah.
That's a part of the deal. Whatever you pay, but you also make a promise. The promise was in rupees.
And
Like
it's,
let's say 1 lakh rupee or 2 lakh
and
rupee.
it's men who does it.
Yeah, and man who does it.
It's not the women who are paying.
No, it was not the one.
Okay.
And we know culturally, you guys say that, but it's always from the woman family side who pay. But in our culture, it's the man family who pay though.
Okay.
And it's not the small dot either.
That's something very interesting. This is something going to be very interesting and like
Exactly.
informative for all our listeners and viewers. And also, let's talk about like the different cultures. As you said, Djibouti is a mosaic of like so many cultures, including the Arabic, the Somali, the Afar, the French. So how all these cultures like stay together?
They cohabit in a way that we intertwine. We also get married between us. So if you look at the DNA of Jerusalem, there is a trace of all those people who live there. So we go along. We go like, and also Djibouti is very free. If you look at it, it's very free, very interlinked and mix people.
And what was your experience like growing up, like with all these influences? Were you influenced by like the little bit of French touch, or like the Afar, or like the?
Not only that, but in Djibouti, if you don't speak like normally all the language, you're not gonna understand this because we can start with French, take Somali in the middle, little bit of Afar, then finish with the Arab. So if that's how you can tell a Djiboutian, because the first I noticed was in India. Here people always talk about in English. Like I thought it was like a higher society.
Yeah, they always.
I can see the influence of English, and and people in Djibouti, you can see the French is part of our language, and we also, even though the majority speak Somalian, there is no like pure Somali. Like there is a French in it, there is Arabic in it.
It's
Like
like
I say, like it's a mosaic of language inside the
Mosaic.
language. That's how you can tell a Djiboutian. You have to be able to speak all those languages.
A little
If
bit
you only
of
speak one of them, you'll be lost.
So you're like you speak a little bit of all.
Yeah, you have to speak a little bit of all. Yes.
And now let's talk about the diplomacy. Like diplomacy, it's not just about meetings and protocols. It's also about the people. So what has been the most rewarding part of your diplomatic journey so far? It's been almost 20 years that you have been staying in India as a diplomat, now as the first counselor. So what's the most rewarding?
I think the
for
most,
you.
the most rewarding will be when you're representing your country in a land far away from your country, from where you're from, and helping your co-national. It's like when a kid came, or a student, or somebody who lost a passport, or somebody who came here for a health reason, or even when you're helping your country to set up a deal here. So that's the most rewarding when you're doing something for your country, and also somebody who doesn't know, like whatever you're doing right now. Somebody's going across.
There are
and
many
say,
who are going to like
okay, that Djibouti, because Djibouti is not like
Yeah, and there'll be-
it's like a little dot, and we like what, a little bit more than
1 million people,
now,
I think, yeah, 1 million.
And I'm talking to somebody who come from 1.5 billion.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
That's
David
so-
talking to Goliath in a way. So
it's so like
So, yeah. But the-
interesting in a way if you think from that perspective.
Exactly.
1.5 billion we are, and then Djibouti is just 1
yeah,
million
the most
people.
rewarding thing will be, I say, that helping your co-national in a foreign country.
So what was like, if I ask you, what was one of your like, in last 20 years, any of like, impact or deal or like, as you said, like something that
We
you
had-
were able to brought from Djibouti India, or like vice versa, something
The
that,
most prominent, like
prominent
the
one.
most prominent one is the cement factory. Like we did a cement factory
Tell us
in
about it.
LCBA, and that we borrow from like around 40 million, I guess, from the
40 million.
yeah, from with the
The
Exim Bank to scheme from Indian government, and that was the most big deal. But we had so many other deals. We had like a MOU with hospital of people who like life saving operation been done in India, and also, so a lot of students who came here And since Djibouti is small and there's a lot of fear that our university doesn't cover, that people coming here, getting higher education, going back home and working, giving back and working in our country, that's the most wonderful thing.
So what, like, do you think that Djibouti is a great place for Indian investors? If, like, people, even let's say, like, the young Indians who want to, like, maybe have
Excuse
some
me, can you repeat that?
like, Djibouti could be a great place for
Yeah,
Indians
yeah, exactly.
for investing
Because
purpose.
Djibouti is a getaway to the Comesa. The Comesa market's like around 650 million.
Which market?
The Comesa. It's like a
Comesa.
free trade commerce,
Okay.
commercial trade between East and South, Africa.
Okay.
The trade between different African countries and the gateway to Djibouti. So that means when you sign deal with Djibouti, you sign in more than half the continent, and even that half have other deal with the other half. So that means Djibouti can be the gateway, exactly the gateway to the whole continent. So whatever, and also it's like untapped market. So there is so many deal you can do. There is so many development you can do, like the beaches and all that.
They have got amazing beaches.
Yeah, we have amazing, and it's not that developed yet.
Yeah.
Like we can do when I go to some places where they have where the beaches and the tourism are very developed. That's the part where we can do.
But I believe that we don't have a direct flight from India to Djibouti, or do we have?
No, we don't have it yet. We're trying to work on it.
Through Ethiopia, we go like.
We have to go through Ethiopia or to Kenya or to Middle East. We can go to Dubai.
But if any airlines company could, like, do a tie-up with that, and if we have a direct flight for Djibouti, I believe
that would be quicker, because the funny thing is that when you're going to Djibouti, you have to go through Djibouti to go to Addis Ababa and come back to Djibouti. Instead of going through, why not go directly to Djibouti?
And Djibouti could be a great, like, tourist attraction.
And it can be when you go to Addis Ababa, and they go from like Ethiopian Airlines do, they ship out people from all over Africa. Like one of the airline in India can go to Djibouti and do the same thing.
Yeah.
And there's country like
and the tourism companies will come along with that, and could be.
Exactly.
And I was just watching, like, I think the second lowest place on the earth, that's in Djibouti, right?
Yes.
I forget the name of the place.
Like a bay. Like a sal and like a bay.
Like a sal. Yeah, like a sal. It's so crazy. I was just watching the documentary on, especially, like,
with the
that
salt,
the beach is so beautiful. I would like to request my, like, cameraman editor to do, like, while doing the editing of that part, do mention about the Lake Assal. It's really unique. It's one of its kind. I believe that's such a great location, even for the students, like, who are into geography and all.
Exactly.
It's like, it's so cool to be there. And you've been there ever? No.
Unfortunately, I had never been here.
If I ever go,
this is what we're gonna do.
yeah.
Let's say that when I don't know what's the best season to go, because when it's hot, it's going to be way hotter.
It's always super hot, right?
Yeah, it's super hot, but there's this time it's like the weather is nice in Djibouti.
Okay.
So maybe I will talk to the expert and we will visit together.
Sounds great. Sounds great. We could do it sometime, and then we can like
we can do a whole episode on like a sal.
Exactly. We'll like make a documentary there, and
I cannot be giving you credit by talking about like a sal. I can be repeating exactly what's on what I was on the Google, and that wouldn't be.
But like I said, it's a magnificent.
This is what we can do. Let's talk about whatever I'm comfort, like whatever I know about it. It's like being a diplomat side. For the tourism, we can do it together.
Yeah, we can do it next year, something like this. This season, next year, like and
we will do another episode and we can discover.
Yep, and we'll discover it together. And we'll bring it to our listeners and viewers. It'll be a great experience, and maybe like while trying the foods of Djibouti.
Exactly.
So now let's talk about something very interesting: India-Djibouti diplomatic relations. So from your perspective, as you're the first counselor, which is again, like you have got lots of responsibilities. So what do you think, and the current situation between these two countries in terms of
we have a great relationship, because and also we not that long ago we just upgraded our relationship, because when it comes to diplomatic, there is a talk have to be at the secretary level, the ministerial level. Now it used to be at the secretary level. Now we upgrade to the ministerial level.
Well, that's
very good. And we also what do you call it? And we did a lot of the president before the old president, not the lady who's there now. We're gonna put the name.
Yeah, sure, I get it. Yeah.
And
you're talking about maybe whom? You're talking about Sheila Dikshit, and after that we had
Sheila Dikshit. For parties, His first travel was to Djibouti. That was to thank us.
Pranab Mukherjee was also there, maybe.
Yes,
And who was the president of India? India के president अभी से इस last president कौन थे India के? Remember? You don't remember?
we will
Yeah,
find
yeah.
And the thing was, because we did we had minister coming here, and then our president came twice since I've been here.
This year?
Yeah, not this year. He came for the Indian African Summit in 2015.
Okay.
And so he came for the 3 years later for the solar.
But all these things have happened in last 5, 10 or 15 years, right? So in last 10 years, I would say there's been a lot of exchange between.
The first time, our president came to India 3 times. In 2003, before, that's when he decided to open embassy. Before, we didn't have embassy. We opened the embassy late 2005.
And you have been there since then?
Since then, I've been here. I was a part of the group that opened the embassy. Like I was I came a couple of months later, but I was appointed, my ministry appointed me to the minister of, to the Indian mission since the opening. In October
Were you
2005.
excited about it, or were you scared? Like didn't want to come India, or you wanted to?
No, what they did to me was before I came here, before I've been appointed, my ministry was very smart. They sent me here in February 2005 before they would even talk of opening embassy.
Okay.
And I did six weeks of introduction to Indian diplomacy.
And you liked it?
I was not so like to India. And the funny thing is that this is where I spent most of my life. I never spent 20 years straight in a country. The first 14 years of my life I lived in Djibouti. The other 14 years I was in Canada.
In Canada?
Yeah, 14, 15 years.
And what were you doing in Canada?
I went to school there.
Okay.
From high school, grade 9 to university. So I even worked there. And I came back to my country around 2002, worked 4 years at the ministry. And I'm here now. So I never been in a country 20 years straight.
Wow.
Beside India. So India
So
is...
now, have you learned a little bit of Hindi? Thoda bahut?
Sure.
Yeah.
A little bit. I can understand.
Any favorite Hindi word you have?
Not that I can say out loud or not.
But you must be having any favorite Hindi word?
Yeah, I do, but I don't want to say the...
Anything, any other word that you can say, that's something that you like, and Indian, that you can say on camera.
We can agree later. Okay.
Yeah,
And,
okay.
That's not...
Yeah.
The only thing I come into... I'm not good word to say.
That's right. But you can understand.
Yeah, I can understand.
Thoda.
Yeah, thoda.
Yeah.